Good evening, viewers, and welcome to the news. I'm Dinesh Rentley with today's top stories. Deputy Chief Minister Sneobhalang Dhar assures Meghalaya government to address taxi operators' issues by September 10th. Tourist Meghalaya taxi associations lift ban and allow free movement of vehicles. Assam Minister Atul Bora, Guwahati Police Commissioner and Transport Commissioner attend a meeting with the drivers' associations in Guwahati. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today urges space startups to build a global ecosystem. And Lingdok Maram SC have been crowned Pendeng Umyong District Sports Association champions. Let's begin with the local news. Deputy Chief Minister Sneobhalang Dhar has assured tourist taxi operators that the Meghalaya government will take up the problems faced while entering Assam and make efforts to resolve them by September 10th. Dhar made the statement after meeting representatives of taxi associations following the blockade of Assam registered vehicles at Lad Umroi earlier in the day. He described the meeting as fruitful and said the concerns raised were genuine. He announced plans to convene a meeting with transport, home and district officials from both states to find solutions. Dhar also confirmed that cabbies had agreed to allow free movement of vehicles from both Assam and Meghalaya. On damages to vehicles, Dhar said assessments are underway by the motor vehicle inspector with compensation to be decided as per law. He added that the situation in Shillong is returning to normal and the Chief Minister will take the final call on further measures.
Nilai pembek nega komiti ni tangko bagi jimut ba hapok si pro tu September ngan kot komiti dak bedon lang buat Commissioner Transport Assam baru jongi dan all the other important officials from the government of Meghalaya and from the government of Assam rangkap berkejinong dalam tourism association ni kenang ban ni soft no ya gini problem mde su jongi dulu publikin sa ben sepo jika kilingan legasi.
Following the blockade of Assam vehicles at Lad Umroi, tourist taxi associations have decided to lift the ban and allow free movement of vehicles. Speaking to the media, Ricaldinus Dotling, president of the All Khasi Meghalaya Tourist and Taxi Association, also known as the AKMTTA, said the government has assured that a meeting with officials from Assam and Meghalaya will be held by September 10th to address cabbies' concerns. Meanwhile, AB Sangma of the Shillong Tourist Union highlighted difficulties faced in Guwahati, including lack of parking and fines, and noted that Meghalaya vehicles were attacked at Jorabat despite assurances of safety.
Main Secretary Conference Hall by Shawn Minister in charge of transport. Karai kalong ba nakasokang ka panpor ini supposed niya po hapo supposed to September. Bagkakular yang ini po ang ba in court lang transport Minister Transport Officer lang ti ringkat pati assistant PPN po dalam Assam manisyong ni paghat lo kanekam kajing angu kajing dawa jungi ban sengi ekeli panabar jela bakamay po anon kamay po kastit jungi.
Leaders and members of the All Khasi Meghalaya Tourist Taxi Association and the All Shillong Taxi Association gathered at Umyam to protest what they described as the state government's failure to address their concerns amid tensions between commercial vehicle operators from Assam and Meghalaya. Ribhoi Assistant Commissioner Eric Dakhar urged drivers not to create disturbances and appealed for collective efforts towards an amicable solution to safeguard public peace and security. Association leaders alleged unfair treatment, pointing out that during the recent ministerial meeting at Khanapara, the Meghalaya government agreed to compensate Assam vehicle owners affected in Shillong, but made no mention of Meghalaya vehicles damaged in Assam. They expressed disappointment with Deputy Chief Minister Sneha Bhalangdhar, claiming he ignored their protests at Umyam and Bernihat. President of the Ya Tillilang Drivers and Tourist Taxi Association, Happy E. Rimbai, has raised concerns over vehicles from his agency being blocked at the Assam-Meghalaya border due to ongoing unrest. Rimbai said taxis carrying passengers from Lad Rimbai, Lumshnong and Fort Mile to Guwahati were stopped at Jorabat, causing severe inconvenience to travellers, especially those heading to the airport. Some passengers reportedly had to walk for kilometres. Rimbai condemned those fueling unrest, but refrained from blaming any NGOs, instead urging the government to restore peace.
Cipdiga iwa ukamayata iwa di ukamala lumchnong sugilo larmbai Guwahati. Cipdiga iwa di Guwahati to buhay ta sa bendong. Ada persang ngakong presiden persang lai iklam ya temu to orang ini cipam tu tem nyo por iklam na nyo la iklam persang iklam da ari iklam kiri nyo sing hati. Ta kata coba I sasawa ada nyo ini guru kamai wa ko raksu sekalian nyo dari kamai dan dia satu jemut berjur dengan nyo benda ini kan kanton nyo la baik ki kharin ni ki ini kanton ya lawan dan ini bang di upah sini, ada saya mesti ngambil tentang biang, baru mesti ngambil sana tengah baru di kham kami di upah sini, macam juga ini benda ini orang ada distrik ini.
Citizens and members of civil society gathered at the State Central Library on Saturday evening for a candlelight peace vigil, calling for peace, healing and harmony amid tensions between Meghalaya and neighbouring Assam. Held at 5 p.m. under the theme Citizens and Civil Society for Peace, Healing and Harmony, the vigil carried the message, Light a Candle, Stand for Peace. Participants lit candles as a collective expression of solidarity and the desire for reconciliation. The vigil followed the August 19 violence, with organisers and attendees urging restraint and peaceful resolution to ease tensions between the two states. A joint representation by NGOs, civil society organizations, traditional bodies and senior citizens of Garo Hills has been submitted to the Chief Minister of Meghalaya, opposing the proposed public-private partnership or PPP model for Tura Medical College. The groups demanded 100% government ownership, stressing that the college was built with public funds and represents a long-cherished dream of the people. The organizations urged the government to scrap the PPP plan, issue a gazette notification ensuring full state control. The Meghalaya Society for Cultural and Folklore, in collaboration with the Department of Cultural and Creative Studies, Nehu, Shillong and Kyangnangba Government College, Joai, celebrated World Folklore Day at the District Library Auditorium in Minthong. The event was attended by Daloi Puramon Kunjing as chief guest and District Librarian Wanprangasa as guest of honour, alongside dignitaries including Professor Desmond Karmauplang and other dignitaries. The speakers emphasized the importance of preserving indigenous languages, music, dances and traditional practices. Dalai Puramon Kunjing urged the younger generation to value ancestral knowledge. The celebration featured cultural activities showcasing oral narratives, songs, dances and traditions reinforcing folklore as a living memory that shapes community identity and strengthens indigenous knowledge under the National Education Policy.
Lambai mayai, omong tau mayai berapa? Wong mayai, ya kejustu kiriti yang. Wong mayai, ya tirik le irwai siau periten yang. Neha, ada ikan kita biru maya, hamil tiwan di kiwi tuan. Dan ada hamil yurti, wawan di kiwi lagi bro, openem kami yang. Ikodor, openem kami tinggal pakai.
Plastics are often seen as pollutants, but in Shillong, artisans are turning them into opportunity. At the Design Innovation Centre of Northeastern Hill University, traditional handlooms are being used to upcycle plastic waste into sustainable fabrics. Here's more on this unique initiative.
Be trained to innovate and execute ideas. The Centre under the Ministry of Education is collaborating with institutions and government departments to employ creative skills for business development. Partnering with the Smart Village Movement, Eco-Kari in Pune and Eco-Ri in Meghalaya, the initiative supports women self-help group to upcycle plastics into useful products like jhola, school bags and wallets.
Haka ni ka DIC hub ni don ro ki startups ki bagi don lawat ni ai ki ka jaka ni ai ki ka space bagi ni orang penenkam but kunjur ni yo kini ki funds ki bagi la man penenkam ka fat la ka bagi orang ta ki pot dan dan ki tiar ki bagi la man snala ka bilong ki 3D printer ki la man de ki laser kata Kenang ba nila man I shade ya pun ki tiar ki ba nila man shna ba unda dei tham lagi show submit kata ka project report tangan pen put ya jing pulih ga ki hinde ki la man sedang perkhat ro kumno ba ki la man sengkam nang ba kata ka project ga jing ki.
Trainer Ilarisha Lingdok Maplan from Eco-Kari teaches artisans how to transform plastic waste into fabrics for bags and pouches. Currently 25 women trainees are enrolled, each receiving a stipend of Rs 4,000 per month. Another trainee, Evangeline Karomlong, shared that she joined a 6-month workshop to help reduce plastic waste. The group plans to market these eco-friendly products, creating livelihood opportunities while tackling plastic pollution.
Te kawai kalong ba kihikaya ki kini ki artisans kumno ban penan kami ki plastik no bangin upcycle ki plastik nambang alap hakani kajuk mentate bun ki plastik ki bek shubret te ki shulong jabo asin chatai mo te dang lawan rapat hange ni yo ban pen upcycle ki plastik ta hajaka bangin bread layak penan kam na yaki ngi apun kelai ki shaki fabric tena kalian ka fabric pating gini ki nang su jeni pat ki adan jeni ki kelai ki shaki pla ki pencil pouch ki bags ki lak ban asin chatai te ki bun ki aka dan lak ban chna hadit habut maybe in the future.
The project under the Smart Village Movement is the first of its kind in Northeast India and the fourth in India. By combining traditional handloom skills with modern sustainable goals, the initiative is turning waste into wealth and offering a cleaner future for communities. Bureau Report, DG News, Meghalaya.
Let's move on to regional stories. Assam Minister Atul Bora, Guwahati Police Commissioner Partho Sarathi Mahanta and Transport Commissioner Manvendra Pratap Singh attended a meeting with drivers' associations in Guwahati to address the ongoing tensions between Assam and Meghalaya. The meeting focused on easing friction between commercial vehicle operators of the two states following recent unrest and blockades at border points. Officials urged drivers to maintain peace and assured them that steps would be taken to resolve their grievances. Moving on to national stories. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that the space sector startups have shown strong trust in the government, while urging them to remain consistent in their efforts to build a robust ecosystem capable of attracting global talent. Interacting with startup CEOs, Modi emphasized the need to create an enabling environment where India becomes the preferred destination for careers in the space sector. He highlighted India's cost competitiveness, quality talent, and risk-taking capacity as key strengths that can help the country rapidly establish itself as a leading global player. During the session, Pawan Kumar Chandana, CEO of India's first space tech unicorn Skyroot Aerospace, thanked the Prime Minister for opening up the sector and supporting innovation.
मैं समझता हूं कि हमें ऐसा एक ऑरा खड़ा कर देना चाहिए कि इस फील्ड में दुनिया भर के लोगों को एक जिंदगी बनानी है तो हिंदुस्तान जाओ, भारत की कोई स्टार्टअप से जुड़ जाओ, भारत की कोई स्पेस एजेंसी से जुड़ जाओ। मैं पक्का मानता हूं जी, पूरा टैलेंट पूल जो है एक मैग्नेट की तरह आपके कारण हम खींच सकते हैं और वो हमारी एक बहुत बड़ी ताकत बन सकता है।
Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan and Prime Minister Narendra Modi today extended greetings on National Space Day, lauding India's achievements in space exploration. Radhakrishnan saluted scientists and innovators, highlighting missions like Gaganyaan as symbols of India's scientific excellence and spirit of innovation. Prime Minister Modi, in a social media post, said India's Gen Z engineers, designers, coders and scientists are creating new technologies and emphasized that India's private space talent is building a unique global identity. Union Minister of State for Science and Technology Dr. Jitendra Singh recalled the historic success of Chandrayaan-3, which landed on the moon's south polar region on August 23, 2023. Union Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, addressing the third National Space Day celebrations in Ahmedabad, said space technology is a key pillar for achieving a $45 billion space economy, stressing that reforms have democratized opportunities for startups and industry leaders.
चंद्रयान मिशन की सफलता के बाद में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के द्वारा के उद्घोष के बाद जब भारत इस दिन को जब भारत ने चंद्रमा के दक्षिणी छोर पर शिव शक्ति पॉइंट पर जब भारत ने अपने कदम रखे थे, उस दिन को भारत नेशनल स्पेस डे के रूप में मनाएगा। और मुझे अत्यंत प्रसन्नता है कि आज भारत तीसरा नेशनल स्पेस डे यहाँ स्पेस एप्लीकेशन सेंटर अहमदाबाद के तत्वावधान में आयोजित कर रहे हैं। हमारे आने वाले सभी मिशन सफल हों, सभी मिशन सुगम हो और सभी मिशन जो हैं वो जो भारत की विधा है कि हम मिनिमम खर्चे के साथ में करें और उसके साथ साथ में अधिकतम लोगों के उपयोग के लिए इस तरह की एप्लीकेशंस का निर्माण करें, ये सफल होंगी, ऐसी शुभकामनाएं देता हूं।
Here are international stories. Leaders from Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Latvia, Lithuania and Norway arrived in Kiev on Sunday to mark Ukraine's Flag Day celebrations. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha welcomed the visiting officials at Kiev's railway station, noting that they are scheduled to hold talks with President Volodymyr Zelensky. Sybiha said important decisions and announcements are expected during the discussions. Coming up is sports news. Mbhalang Lamurong, Tournament Secretary of the East Jaintia Hills District Football Association, spoke about the ongoing football tournament, noting that the second division has concluded and the third division is nearing completion with the round of 16 set to begin on August 26th. Lamurong praised the efforts of his colleagues, including the working president and general secretary, in ensuring the tournament's success. While the playing field is adequate, he pointed out shortcomings in the stadium seating galleries, urging local MLAs Kurmenshila and Santa Marishila to support infrastructure improvements. He commended Kurmenshila and the former Deputy Commissioner for their contributions to developing the football ground. The Pendang Umyong District Sports Association successfully concluded the First Division League football tournament of Eastern West Khasi Hills District at Dom Maulum Pendang Umyong ground. In the grand final, Lingdok Maram SC delivered a dominant performance, defeating Lamlentoy SSCC via a convincing 4-0 victory. Lingdok Maram struck twice within the opening 10 minutes, setting the tone for the match, and added 2 more goals in the second half to seal the win. Thousands of enthusiastic spectators witnessed the thrilling contest, which showcased the growing passion for football in the region. With this emphatic triumph, Lingdok Maram SC emerged as the champions of the 2026 PDSA First Division League. Now for the weather report. Tura had a minimum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius and a maximum temperature of 32 degrees Celsius with relative humidity at 78%. Moving on to Shillong, the minimum temperature was 19 degrees Celsius with the maximum at 27 degrees Celsius and relative humidity standing at 87%. Rainfall came in at 1 millimeter. Meanwhile, in Jawai, the minimum temperature was 19 degrees Celsius with the maximum at 27 degrees Celsius and relative humidity at 72%. Rainfall was measured at 8.5 millimeters. The forecast in Tura, Shillong and Jawai say moderate rain is likely to occur at many places. And before we conclude, here is a recap of the headlines. Deputy Chief Minister Sneha Bhalangdhar assures Meghalaya government to address taxi operators' issues by September 10th. Tourist Meghalaya taxi associations lift ban and allow free movement of vehicles. Assam Minister Atul Bora, Guwahati Police Commissioner and Transport Commissioner attend a meeting with drivers' associations in Guwahati. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today urges space startups to build a global ecosystem. And Lingdok Maram SC have been crowned Pendang Umyong District Sports Association champions. That's all we have in the news for today. Do join us again tomorrow for more news updates. Until then, goodbye.